Now.
Talk about 1, 2, 3.
Now.
Good evening. Tonight we're going to be discussing black male and female relationships and the problems that occur as a result of our getting through our marriages and through our raising children and just where we are in the United States. Black males and females relationship. There is when you really look at the black males and the black females, we all carry a dominant gene that passed over from slavery. That well, we didn't see ourselves as a man, and our black women didn't see us as a man, and white folks didn't see us as a man, and so we kind of used each other more than loved each other. See, in slavery, you, in fact, if you was a healthy black man, they used you to breed for other black children. And so you didn't see your wife as something to love, you saw her as a tool, something to breed with and reproduce. And that was spirit come along down through history to us today. A lot of black guys today, they don't see women to love women, they see women to have sex with women. Yeah, their mind is no higher than a woman's waist. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And I know this is kind of light. Every male and female have a spirit, emotion, mind, and body. Every male and female have a spirit, emotion, mind, and a body. And what makes a relationship is when you agree to develop each other's spirit, emotion, mind, and body. That's that, and to move from there into community where you and her learn to run your church, go to church together. Business, do business together. Government, do government together. School, y'all do school together. Clinic, you do clinic work together. Home, you do homework together. And that's what I mean when I said when you run, develop, maintain, administrate these institutions, church, government, business, clinic, home, and school, is when you do it together and learn how to run those, and then you pivot off of that to another relationship where people learn how to do it, and so on, and then you build a community. But you got to start with a woman and a man. If stuff in your house ain't, if you don't have control of your home, you and her, you can't raise children. You can have them in the house and you can buy things for them and you can give them telephones and they fight you when you get ready to take it back. But you really can't raise children because children got to be raised on a firm foundation that's discipline. That's discipline. Anybody that don't apply discipline in their house really don't have a successful home. Because the discipline have to go. And when a father work to protect his family, and he come home and he sit down a law for his children, that law got to be maintained. Because if you're intelligent enough to get up and work 40 hours a week to protect you, to provide for your family, you're certainly intelligent enough to talk to children and raise them right. See? You know most guys can't, most men, they can't punish their boy children, not in the house with their wives. Did you know that? Now they can punish the girl, the wife will let them punish the girl. But when it comes to that boy, they won't let them punish. And you know why? Because a woman in today's society, I'm not talking about correctly, today, because they try to make your boys their friends. Oh, you hitting them too hard. Oh, you working them too hard. Don't you know a daddy know how much pressure to put on the boy?
Yes.
You can't get a diamond unless so much pressure is put on it. And as a result of having all that pressure put on it, it comes out shining. That's how you get diamonds. Well, how you get married? Pressure is put on them. And they have to learn how to make decisions. Yes. Independent of their mom and dad. See, you see what I'm saying? They learn when the boy go to school, he have to agree. See, school is agreement. School ain't some place you just sit and boy to hold him out for 6 hours. School is agreement. When a boy go to school, he agreed to study those things that are necessary for his development. That's an agreement. But now, if you got a boy who made that agreement, you got trouble. Right. Just like at home. If you got a boy at home and he ain't listening to his dad or his mama, you got trouble. But the problem is with that, when he's that high, you can tell him what to do. Now he get that high, all of a sudden he got a voice. Not in my house. Not in my house. My daddy said, as long as you're under this roof, my food go into your belly.
All right.
You don't listen to what I tell you.
That's right.
You understand?
Or you go.
And see, but let me say, because black folks was that tight in raising children, and then here come a little sneaky white man. You can't hook your children. And black women start listening to him because they thought the daddy was too hard on the boy, and they try to sell this same principle to people. See, you can't whoop him. You too hard on him. No, a real father, I'm telling you, he won't kill his child, but he'll put some pressure on him to make sure he follow the rules. And black, hey, how you doing? Okay. And a real man turn back and tell his wife and tell his white boy, don't get in my way, I'm raising my son. I brought him into the world. He's from my loins. This is my son. And a white man ain't gonna tell me how to raise my son. You see? And I'm scared to whoop my son. Hell, if I don't whoop him, he gonna run the house.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
if
right.
I don't tear his butt up, he gonna run it. But you preserve the right to kill him if he do wrong, but don't even want me to whoop him. Why? Because you think him and I are your slaves. And he won't allow a slave to whoop another slave. I wish y'all could hear me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, brother.
But the agreement have to take place, the unifying agreement have to take place between a man and a woman.
Yes.
Man and a woman. You shouldn't even get married to a woman unless you sit down and talk to her and have an ultimate agreement on how y'all gonna run your house, run your economics, and raise your children. And how you're gonna educate your children. See? Because when you get married, I really want y'all to hear me, when you get married, you don't only make a vow to a woman that you love and you take care of, you make a vow to God.
Amen.
God, you send this woman into my life. I choose this woman and I have my children by this woman and I protect my house.
Yes.
And I raise my children to the point that when they get old, they'll come back in your service.
Yes.
In your service. Not the white man's service, in your service.
Your service.
That means we can't educate like the white man do. See, when the white man educates black child, he don't educate him for the black family. He educates him to be subservient to him.
Right. Right.
See, that's why, if anybody else's ideology go into your child, that you done lost that child. That child belongs to them because he carried that ideology.
Right.
But, so what are some agreements black men and black women should make? Y'all help me out. You got a woman, you just found this, she's fine and setting color. Oh, she good look. And you fall in love with her. And you want to marry her. What should be the first thing you know about her?
Her personality, what she about, what she like, what she dislike,
What kind of food she like?
Yeah.
What kind of food she like? You ain't gonna get her fat. What's the first thing you got to know about this
It
woman?
take a while to get to know it, but you want to get to know her character.
Her character.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you want to know what?
What about it, Ted? What's the first thing you got to get? Now she fine, Ted. And men swear she fine.
Her attitude toward the Creator.
True.
Yeah.
No, true,
Yeah.
true that. Because you got to know when
How
y'all
she dress?
how she
Dress.
dressed. You got to know when y'all get in an argument how she fight.
Yep.
How do you fight? Do you get in an argument with a man? Do you fight to maim or do you fight to solve problems? What kind of woman are you? Damn that little dirt that made you up, it could be pretty as well. But when we get down in the flats, how do we fight? Do you fight to solve problems? Or do you fight to defame me or try to bring me down?
You just,
And most black relationships, they don't fight to solve problems. Because when they start arguing, they don't listen to each other.
Nope.
Nope.
no. No.
You said such and such, you said such and such. But let me tell you something, let me tell you the science to all of that. The problem is never who, the problem is what? It's never who. Because we all got some of the same characteristics. So if you can find out what the what is, you can continue your conversation on the side of the problem.
Right.
But most women get so emotional, they think the problem is in you. The problem is never in you. Every man's the same.
Right.
You be a man,
Right.
ain't talking about no man that went down to the doctor and had his stuff cut off. Ain't talking about that. I'm talking about if a man is a man and you go by the principles of God, it don't matter what he look like on the outside. It's the content of his character. What is he like? And most men who pledge their allegiance to God are basically the same. So when you run from man to man to man to man, thinking you're gonna get something different, let me tell you something. If your girlfriend come to me, wanna play up on me for some sex, my proposition is no, you go back to your man.
Right.
Because all you try to do is take me to a state of sin.
Right.
You go back to your man and work it out with him.
Right.
See? And if most black men were like that and leave other people, wives and girlfriends alone, we'll have peace in the night. Because that's all black folks fight over. Sex and money.
Sex and money.
Yep.
Sex
Two
and
times.
money.
Yes. Sex. Man, you mess with my... and
Mess
they-
with my woman.
And the truth about it, she ain't your woman nowhere.
No.
If you want to find out who woman she is, tell her you go into Hawaii for 2 weeks and hide across the street in the bushes. You'll find out who else.
Who else coming over
Yeah,
there?
yeah. So
Oh, that was
the
my
only
brother.
thing,
That was my brother coming in there.
as tight as this man and woman
Tell
is,
it, tell it like that.
the only thing you can have with that woman is agreement to raise children and do work. It's the only thing a man can have with a woman.
Right.
It's an agreement
Agreement.
to raise children and do work. What else can you have? What else can you? And y'all work together and you can acquire material things, but go ahead.
My mother always said when in relationships, not only in relationships when a man and woman marry, it's all about understanding, trust, and commitment. Am I right?
Right,
Okay.
and who teach you that?
My mother.
Now, I'm
No, the father. The father
Yeah,
teaches
no.
that.
God.
God. Oh, God. Yes.
I understand God is the head.
Yes.
You understand that I serve him.
Mm-hmm.
And you understand we're going to run our house like he said. Like Jacob said, as for me and my house, we serve the Lord.
Lord.
See, now if a woman can't hook up with you after that commitment, she ain't your woman. As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord.
Right.
And you ain't going to play up on me for sex, and you ain't going to play up on me for that, play candy. You know how women play candy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted, you can do it, Ted. I just can't nobody else do like you do, Ted. And then here you go, Ted. I'll do it. Where's it at? See, they play up on us for candy. Yeah. But we have to tell them, no, I'm just a man. I ain't gonna be no more than a man.
Right.
You can't make me no more than a man.
Right.
I'm not an idol, I'm not a God, I'm none of that. I serve the God.
My God.
See, I serve the God. You can't make me bigger than what I am. And women try to do that to me. Try to
Oh,
make
yeah, they
me
do.
think that they're bigger than what they are.
Maybe their ego.
Yeah, yeah. When I was, Reverend Bevel was here and we was going around, and he was going around teaching, and I would go around learning from him, right? And I used to have women to tell me, oh, you more important than Bevel. Oh, you want to tell me that I'm more important than my teacher. And I'm supposed to listen to that. Now, you know what that leads to. Hey, how you doing? You know what that leads to. That leads to a coup.
What's going on?
See, if I get to listen to that crazy stuff,
What's going on?
then I come to me trying to do better. See, so I told her, I said, no, you learn from me, because I learned from you.
Right.
And you got to put the house in order. We're getting back to the house.
The house.
Now, Mike, if you can't go home and tell your boy's son to do something without your wife telling you, Mike, leave him alone. Leave him alone. That's a problem.
Tell her to stay in her
Because she
place.
ain't agreed with you on how to raise children.
Right.
And if she ain't agreed with you on how to raise children, she'll fight you about them boys. She ain't gonna fight you about the girls. But she'll fight you about them boys because she want them to be her friends.
Yeah.
Now, I had one person in my life to persuade me on this situation. And just so happened to be Ted Ben's wife. Little Teddy went to ask his dad to do something. His dad said no. He went, and then he went to ask his mama if he could do it. And you know what his mama told him? You do what your daddy said do. Because I do what your daddy said do.
Right.
Wow. I ain't heard that, man. That's the most powerful statement a woman could have made. See what I'm saying? I'm in agreement with my husband on how we gonna raise children and run this house. And you can't come up flattering me to get me to move up from my position.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, she dog, man. And you don't find women like that.
Yeah.
Most women will find an excuse. Teddy, he ain't got to do it. See, come up, yeah. She said, no, you do what your dad said. Not do what your dad said.
That's right.
See, that's a house. See what I'm saying? That's a
Very
house.
rare in our community.
That's because,
You was like that?
that's because
When you came, when your kids
this
came?
foundation right here, the mentality of this foundation comes up from slavery.
Slavery.
That's right.
Come up from slavery. You weren't allowed to be a man in slavery. And your wife couldn't see you as a, because if she seen you as a man, they'd kill you.
Okay.
So out of fear, you played this.
And you know, I just want to add this. Don't let the man in the house be stepdad.
Oh, yes.
Because a lot of times women will say her and her children are a package deal.
Yeah.
So they want you to raise the child, they want you to feed the child, they want you to do all the great things for the child.
Absolutely.
But you better not try to discipline.
But not trying to,
You
that's
better
why.
not, leave that up to her.
Yeah. You're right. And when a boy gets this house, she can't discipline no way. So, in the case of a stepchild, the man have to get an agreement with the woman, like I did with mine. When I married my wife, I had 2 daughters, she had 3. And so I told her, I'll marry you, but your kids gotta be mine. Cause I can't keep nothing in my house, Ted, that I can't punish if they do something. No, I can't. You can't stay in my house. My dogs can't even stay in my house if they do something that I told them not to do. You understand? Why? That ain't about me. That's about the principle of discipline and the principle of being a father. A father, the abbreviation, the first having eternal thought. First having
Eternal
How do you
thoughts.
go? First,
Having
a,
external.
No, that one, the second one would be having with an Having start with an A.
eternal,
Should have put it vertical.
first, having eternal righteousness.
Righteousness. Okay.
But anyway, something like that.
Okay.
But a father, because a father is the first one who accepts the law from God. And then he have to internalize the thought of God and then take it to the family. And then a woman learned from him about the eternal thought that he got from God and agreed to it, and then they got a marriage. But she also have to agree that they'll raise their kids by the thought of God.
Okay.
And then, Ernie, don't the Bible teaches that God gave man dominion over,
Yes.
not to lead with dominance or forcefulness, but with order and direction.
He did. And
But
women-
we were given dominion
yeah,
by God
By
to
God.
rule over everything.
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 And like I said, not forcefully or
But no, but see, women don't want to accept that. He told the woman, because you've done this, and this is the way it goes in the Bible, I shall multiply your pains in delivering babies. He said, and then he goes on to say, and your thought shall be to your husband, and your husband will rule over you. It's in there in the Bible. You know, I want me to get it. It's in there. I didn't say it, ladies. Don't get mad at me in the workshop. I didn't say it. God said it.
God said
Y'all jump on something.
Bring it out, bring it out.
And
Bring
it
that,
said,
bring that word out. So they
and your
know.
leaders shall be for him, and he shall rule over you. Now let me tell you about that.
Tell them where it's at.
But not with dominance and
No,
force,
no.
with guidance and direction.
Guidance and direction and wisdom. You can't rule over nobody without wisdom.
Right.
So with wisdom and direction. But every woman, I don't care if she's lesbian, I don't care if she's funny, every woman have some man that she pay allegiance to.
That's right.
I don't care if she's lesbian, but there's a man that can come to that door and look at it and say, come here. She can get up out here and go where you want. God said it. God said it. I didn't say it. Don't jump on the messenger. But let me get back to male and female.
It's not that way.
Now, and the reason why, and you brought up a good point, it's not for us to dominate her, it's for us. How many of y'all got a woman here that you've educated?
That's what?
That you have educated yourself? Educate her about you and your ways and how you educated you, and that's what you're gonna have to do to have your wife. Your wife got to be educated by you. Because if I see a fine woman out there, and you think I educate her for you?
No.
No.
No, why should I? I educate her for me. And he who educate her is her authority. If my education is in her mind, oh, sure, you can talk to her, but you can't get it because I got control of her mind. See, that's why it don't pay men to fight over women. Crazy men fight over women. You ain't got to fight. And crazy men fight women. You ain't never got to put your hand on a woman.
That's right.
Hey,
That's right.
you know when first job I had with grown-ups was at J&L Steel. And this is what they told me about women. They say keep them big in the summer and barefooted in the
Keep them pregnant.
Barefoot break.
Barefoot breakfast.
I want to answer your question because I think it's bullshit.
I didn't ask one.
I've worked in Kuwait, Mexico City, everywhere else. Women is subsidiary. So whatever you talk about, you never worked there, personally.
No, I never worked.
Fact. I'm just letting you know, if you've been there, working the society, then you would know. You can't say guy does this and guy does that and women's so, well, until you're in that society, you would never know personally what you're talking about. I'm being honest. It's a federal FSC DOD. You've never been there.
Okay. So, you have a spirit, emotion, mind, and body. She has a spirit, emotion, mind, and body. Her spirit, emotion, mind, and body is not to dominate her, but she's your. What God said, I'm gonna make you a helpmeet.
Help me.
Well, how can I give you a helpmeet if she don't understand what you're working on? She got to understand what you're working on. Now, my wife, from what you tell me, your wife, they get caught up in this circular stuff in America, and I know my wife. When I go out to a political thing, because I know politics run the world, and if we get laws passed in my neighborhood, it's got to be through the process of politics. Well, my wife, I don't want to mess with that. I ain't never no politics.
So that answers my question. You never worked out of country.
Yeah, I worked in.
No, you never worked anywhere out of country.
Why would you say that?
Well, if you were with your wife, you wouldn't take her anywhere else but here.
Oh, no, I've never taken about. I've taken on a cruise.
No.
I worked in.
You worked on a cruise is different than working on the.
Okay, well, we're not gonna do that.
Okay.
We're not gonna do that.
Okay.
So, damn, I lost my thought. Me too. You know. All right, so, but you're not to dominate her. You're to work with her. And where she's weak, you're to strengthen her.
Strengthen.
And where you're weak, she strengthens you. I tell you what, most ideas are changed at night in the bed. You bring up an idea and your wife says, yeah, but have you seen it, looked at it from this way? And see, we bring the positive to life, and they bring the negative to life. What I mean by that, everything in this universe is a male and a female. Everything. Even when you put a screw together, you got a male fitting and a female fitting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God made it like that. You got a male and a female. From the female, we get a character that's sensitive, that's loving, understanding. From the male, we get the character war. See, work. See, war and work. We get from the dad. Caring and sharing. When I was a kid and me and my brothers got in a fight, Mama would make us hug each other's neck. Tell you you're sorry. Hug each other's neck. That's the thing. Y'all understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Caring and sharing. If you got a piece of cake, break it, give your brother some. See what I'm saying? That's what Mama used to tell us.
Yeah.
Cut it in
My
half.
daddy would tell us, have him go get his own. You know what I'm saying? That they have different characteristics.
Yes.
But all of us to be respected. All of us to be respected. Now, let's take another look at another situation. Here you are, Ted. You're a grown man. Your spirit says 20. Your mind
Your body.
says 25. Your emotions say about 19.
About 20.
Your emotions says about 19.
Wow.
For all intents and purposes, you're grown.
Why is it 19? Why ain't a
Because
whole
all of
20?
us- Because, see, at 19, you couldn't walk away from a guy if he was messing with your woman. Your emotions ain't that damn developed.
Right.
So I put you around 19.
I said
Because when
about
you're
20.
19 and a guy come up to you and grab your woman by the hand, you ready to humble her.
That's a fight.
That's
Ready to
right.
fight.
So I put you at 19. So now here's a woman that you love, that you want to marry. Say her spirit is about 16.
Okay.
Her mind is maybe about 18. Her emotions is about maybe about
10.
15.
15. Okay.
And her body is 18.
No, our body,
So
our body about,
you seen the
15.
body. You seen the body first, because that's the first thing you look at. Woman walk down the street, big old butt on her. First thing you look at ain't her mind. You can tell somebody some lies, but you don't look at her mind because can't see her mind. So you get attracted to her body, and you so impress her that you pull her into your lair, and your lair is an atmosphere talking to her, right? So you pull into it, and then you win her over. Now your job to assess each one of these.
Right.
Is she spiritually? If she ain't spiritually clean, you got to take her to church. See? You got to take her to church, Ted. You got to educate her spiritually. Why? So she don't violate you.
You don't violate her.
See, she don't violate. The worst thing you can have, and it says in the Bible, a nagging
The Jews
woman.
wrote the Bible, so you're asking the Jews that wrote the Bible. Doesn't make
A
any sense.
nagging woman. If you got a nagging woman in your house, that's the worst thing you could have.
Or a nagging man.
It's best to live on top of the house than to be in the house with a nagging woman.
Because sometimes the man nag just like the woman nag.
But you ain't got no comfort. You ain't got no comfort. And the last thing a man's supposed to be discomfortable at is in his own castle.
Yeah.
So that means you got to do what? You got to work. You got to work to bring her up, to teach her and educate her about you and how you do things.
And what you like.
Now she may have different way of doing things, but as y'all talk, you can take her suggestions into consideration, and you might fine tune the way you do things. But that's what two people are.
And then she fine tune what she do.
You got a woman living in your house downstairs. Huh?
My girl living around.
I ain't talking about no. You ever live with a woman?
Yeah, I live with one.
I ain't talking about that's your woman. That's your woman.
Yeah, I live with one before.
Look, what you do? Why she cried before? What
I had to go. She was a dude. She wanted to knock somebody upside their head. I'm gone. I'm gone when they want to do that.
What is it? She wants to fight.
Yeah, I'm gone. Bye. Leave her right where she at. And I go back somewhere else.
You didn't come off that money.
Man, I ain't, man.
What you say?
She got money done. I had to go. It's time to go.
But see, the maturity of every man is how you live with a woman. A man ain't, a man
No, it's
is
not.
a man. Yes, it is something.
No, it's
You
not.
listen. You ought to listen sometime. And so you think you can tell people stuff. Listen and
You've
learn.
never been nowhere. Stop.
Listen and learn. It ain't where you go, it's what you know.
Yeah.
See, okay, here's the deal. A man who's never been married, he don't know what a married man know. He don't give what a married man. He don't know how to give like a married man. He don't know how to share like a married man. Because if you there, how many kids you got, Ted? How many?
7 children.
You have to be a good giver. You have to be a good child. You have to learn that. When you first start working and knew your kids wanted to, you don't want to come off the money all the time, but you did it, Kawhi, because they was your children, and you was responsible. So you got to learn how to share. You got to learn how to give. A single man don't know that. He ain't got nobody to take care of. When he eat, he break the plate. He eat. All right.
He gonna break up beside somebody.
So, So the relationship between a male and a female, because of slavery, it got us fighting each other. But neither one of us is the problem. So you can run from this woman to that woman to that woman to that woman, and all you do is smell like every woman in town, but you don't know none of them.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fact there.
Until you
That's a
stop
fact.
and say, what is the nature of this woman? And how does a man respond to her nature in truth under God?
Depends what country.
That I may know her to be my wife.
Depends what country.
See? Y'all got any questions? Yeah.
Depends what country.
Now I was gonna say that, I was reading somewhere that in some cultures, that they consider it a science, there's a science to mating, even with human beings. Because when you look back on the extremely wealthy community, you know, like I was reading about the Rothschilds, how they would marry distant cousins just to keep the wealth in the family and to keep the bloodline going, like the royal bloodline. They very rarely step outside a certain status. They have an art to their mating process. You know what I mean? And then, you know, when you consider, like you alluded to earlier, is that we have not been properly taught how to conduct the mating process.
Right.
You know what I mean? It
because
could be
slaves- We
systemic.
did, but slavery broke all that up.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's systemic
It's systemic.
that plagues you. Sometimes you haven't been taught properly, which is it sets you up for failure.
Right. If we had remained in our environment in Africa,
No.
we would have
There-
our say. Now
the
Europe,
cultures are named.
Let me tell you about Europe. They fuck their own sisters.
The African cultures are named, so
Excuse me, lady. Excuse me, a little fire got out. I apologize.
Come on,
It's
come
all
on.
right.
But
It's all right, brother.
they have
It's all
sex
right.
with their own sisters. That's what
Yep.
gave rise to imbeciles. Trying to keep the money in the family. And try to keep that, yeah. But if we had stayed in now we're doing everything. Now, let me tell you, in this
Prior to the
diaspora,
Roman Empire, what was Africa?
and in this diaspora,
Prior to the Roman Empire, what was Africa?
And who is this guy?
Well,
I mean, come on, man. I mean, let the man speak. You're about the rudest person I've seen in here.
All right.
If you don't like it, leave.
You made this thing.
but I'm gonna answer your question. Before Rome, Africa was.
But wait a minute. Let me sort of shed some light on that.
What?
If you study the Romans, you'll find that they got their civilization from the Greeks. If you study the Greeks, you'll find that they got their civilizations from us,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Because Egypt
Correct.
and all of that is Africa. You know, that's just about, and it was
That's-
called Kemet
that's
before
what I
that.
heard,
yes.
But if you study Aristotle, Pythagoras, and all of them, they studied at the foot of the Greek, you know, philosophers, Pythagoras, all them guys who, Aristotle,
And Sophones, Euripides.
all of them
Socrates,
studied
all
at the
of them.
feet
Well,
in
it's-
chemistry.
it's-
Because
teaching
that's
the
why
feelings, but
that's why if you study and you'll find that the first universities was created in Timbuktu.
Timbuktu.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. what-
And we
So they need
actually
to be rude.
civilized,
His question answers mine.
yeah,
Actually, we civilized the world.
not once,
We the
twice,
father of the world.
twice.
All right.
Because we civilized them. See, Moses had an agenda, but it wasn't what we were taught.
Right.
He went up into the Caucasus Mountain and taught them how to cook their food,
Yes.
bathe, See, all that, and it just relates to, you know, the educational system, what you were taught. You know what I'm saying? And education can be factored.
Yeah.
You understand? So that's why we have to be careful as to what we study.
What we say,
Because
what
the
we do.
Eurocentric, he who gives you, you know, your time, the diameter of your learning can dictate the circumference of your activity. So they teach you in a certain way, and that causes you, because you only can do what you know.
What you know. Now let's apply that to this. So you ask, why do we have problems with our woman? Because this knowledge to come out of slavery is in her head. Why is it that she'll give us a hard time as a black man, but if white men walk up on her, she'll start grinning? That come out of slavery.
Depends what time you're talking about.
Now let me ask you a question. How do we, okay, now
How do
that
you conceal the Mongol horde? They took over the Middle East, half of Africa, into Europe. How do you concede that?
now that we've identified this situation, what do we do to combat it? You know what I mean? And to bring fast forward to today, you know, I sat in on the Cleveland, the CMSD meetings about them closing so many schools, right? Which is going to affect the educational system.
Yes.
We'll talk about that.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, and all I heard in the meeting was the problem. You know, we got to make up a $30 million a year deficit. We losing money. We lost 20,000. We only got 20,000. All problems. And we never got to a solution.
I know.
You know what I mean? And if you disagree with the solution, you know, because Councilman Pulisic, he stated that it's going to hurt the east side because basically most of the schools that's going to close is on the east side. You know what I mean? So the question is, what do we do with these problems?
Well,
You see, what would you suggest we do to combat this generational,
it's got to stop.
do I say curse? I don't want to be.
Right, it's got to stop with you.
Well, the schools, the problem is the schools don't have the,
I get to yours.
The students
Let me
coming
answer-
in.
Let me answer his. I get you. Let me, you next. The first thing you got to do when coming in contact with them, you got to relax and know who you are and know where you come from and know what he requires. Then when you step into a relationship, you bring all of that with you. You calm enough to hear her out, let her talk. And then you answer with understanding. And that'll teach her to talk and answer with understanding. That's why I asked the question, how many of y'all have wives you have to teach a woman to be your wife. And if you ain't taught her, she ain't your wife. She the last guy's wife. See, so you have to relax and learn how to deal with women. All women have the same nature. Ain't no difference between your wife and my wife. All of them have the same nature. Some argue fast, some argue
what
slow.
kind of women have you taught?
Or they, go ahead, you can answer this question.
Now, what was your question? What was your question?
I've taught all kinds of women in law school.
I ain't
What
telling
have
you
you
to
taught?
talk. What was your question? Let's don't get like Trump, start rapping.
No, I didn't. You brought up the Trump question. I was asking his question.
Okay.
What does his question deal with coming in Adam and Eve when he asked how to solve the Cleveland political problem of why schools are closing? It has nothing to do with Adam and Eve. It has to do with electric, gas, students. If you don't have students in the school, they're going to close it down. If you have a high school that's supposed to, you know, like here, Collinwood, holds 1,000 students, you have 20 kids come in there, they're going to close it down and integrate it.
But here's what you got to do.
That's his question.
That's the apple.
Well, I was just using the as a scenario to what he's saying.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
To
I
rebuttal
love
what,
Ernie to death. I love him to death. I'm not here to.
but let me ask you this, sir. You stated that we've lost popularity. You only got 90 or a low amount of students.
Right,
in
even
school,
in
right?
East Cleveland, like Art McCoy's case, they have to leave the dance school and then they're going to the other school.
So you ever consider maybe instead of closing the public school, to close maybe the charter schools who has stolen
They
those?
were the charter schools in East Cleveland. Now they're consolidated.
But do you know the difference between the charter school and the public school?
Right, charter schools are state
Are
funded.
privately owned.
Right, I understand.
Right? So what has happened is these business people have taken our students out of our public schools and taken them into charter schools. It's not that we don't have the students, because when you and I were a child, we had to go to the public school that's in our community. We didn't have a open enrollment. But I don't want to get too far off, but
Sorry,
I was
Ernie,
really
I
kind of,
apologize. I didn't mean to be rude.
Okay, but let me tell you, don't follow the kids, follow the money. Follow the money. $500 million 20 years ago, now $1 billion today. 50,000 kids 10 years ago, 20,000 today. Follow the money. Follow the money. And by law, they ain't supposed to be giving charter schools no money, right?
Yes.
state, yeah,
The
but
state can, but the cities not.
the state, yes.
Okay, then go back and
Okay,
find out what happened
okay.
to the money.
Ernie,
And then, hold up. Go back and find out what happened to the money. And how they spent the money. And bring that up to date, and you find out somebody stealing it.
The
Ernie, I'm not here
majority
to
of the
ever
money is
stick
going
with
into
you. I
the
love
charter
you.
school system.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Some of that money been
Ernie,
stolen
what's
too.
gonna
Some of that
happen?
money been
But-
stolen
East
by some
Cleveland.
CEO.
We can point fingers,
We're
but
in
what
the
I'm
wrong-
saying, what I'm saying is,
Office of Ohio Budget and Management would cover receipt
the
fees.
state law
Should we
allows
charge
CMSD to
$350?
give money to the charter schools. You
Oh,
understand
they
what I'm
did,
saying?
they did.
Yeah,
This is what he
because
wants to know.
No, so they taking the money.
they're
that
taking
used
the
to go to
money,
public school.
right, and it's going into, from public schools.
And they don't have
And
a
they're
high
called,
grade
the
than
state
they
is allowing them to give them vouchers, what you
This is
call
what
vouchers.
you wanna know.
You know what I mean? And so it's, if we were to close every charter school in Cleveland, it'll fill that school up tomorrow.
This is what's gonna happen in East Cleveland. We're in the wrong line of work. Ohio's Office of Budget and Management would cover the receiver's fees. Should would receive $325 per hour with a monthly cap fee of $40,000. According to court filings, Simon's rate would be $595 per hour, $60,000 per month. So those guys, when they come to East Cleveland, when they finish the budget, they're gonna be making more than anyone.
Okay.
Who makes $60,000 a month?
Okay. All
Just
right.
to figure a budget out.
And I understand that, but let me get back to my topic for tonight.
All right.
It wasn't
Like
so-
this.
I know, I was
didn't mean to
just
be
using
rude.
that as a
Ernie,
scenario
tell him
as far as,
we've been friends forever. I
the
didn't mean to be rude.
educational system and how,
I'll take it personal.
yeah, and as to how it relates to what you're saying,
I love
is
you to
that
death.
it's our teaching, we've been taught certain things to believe certain things. And
You've
so
been
we
taught,
gotta
she
come
been
up with a
taught.
new curriculum.
You've been talking, and the early development.
Who is
was-
she now? That's the
Early
question,
development-
Ernie.
Okay.
Who is she
Phil,
now?
Phil, hold it. If you listen, you find out who she is. Okay, coming all up to the 30s. What was the thing in the 30s? To party, to drink, right? And like when I was a kid, my brothers taught me, if you have a lot of girlfriends, have a lot of women, that was saying something. They didn't teach me how to be true to one.
No.
But they told me if I have a lot of, man, even when you're like that, you know the question we ask our little kids when they like that, you got a girlfriend? No, man, ain't but, look, man, under God, there's two states a man can be in with a woman. He can be in a holy matrimony, or he can be in courtship. holy matrimony and courtship.
That's honorable.
Yes, but you got a girlfriend? Now, look, I tell you, me and you, what the hell do we look like out here running after a young girl at our age?
Right.
Only thing she want from us is money.
Sex.
You understand what I'm saying? The only thing they want from us is money. And they ain't got none to give.
The old ones too.
Yeah.
The old was my money too.
Right.
But see, the old ones don't
What
have
they
to
call?
give.
That's just the bottom line.
See, they look, so I, you know what's the saddest thing for me?
What's that?
Is to see a 65, 70-year-old man sitting up at the bar buying young girls drinks. It ain't nobody gonna take him home. So he the saddest thing of all. So I'm glad I got married.
Wheel for a small fee.
Alright.
It's called barflies, right?
Yeah.
Say they're drinking beer all night until you come.
And
You
then there's,
turn into Kubasi.
you go, hey, would you like to have a bill? Would you like to have a bill on me?
Everybody
No, I don't want no, I don't want that.
Ernie, you're all right, and I apologize.
It's raining?
No, I apologize.
Oh. So you walk in, would you like to have a beer?
No.
They drinking beer now.
No.
I take a Kabasi.
This is on you.
I take some Paul.
You got some Paul Jones or something.
Got some Paul Zant. I take it.
That's how we come up in our culture. We come up in a culture that didn't allow us to really respect women because we didn't know the true nature of what a woman was.
That's right.
And so we violate them. Looking for what? Looking for sex.
For sex.
And see, what you got to understand about a woman, once she gave her sex up, she done gave you all she had to give.
That's right. That's my mother
But we
always said.
care so little about that. So when the girl get pregnant, that ain't my baby. You understand what I'm saying? That rather than looking at the sanctity of the woman and the sanctity of having a baby, we walk out of under God's shadow. That ain't my baby. And the worst record they could ever make was Billie Jean Is Not My Girl and The Baby Is Not My Son. That's the worst song they could make. And they got the kids going around saying, Billie Jean is not my brother. See, you probably thought that was a good song, didn't you? Because why would a man want to dodge responsibility for something he created from his own body? How disrespectful can you be to God? You created from your own body and you walk around.
Not my brother.
See,
But see,
that's just
that's-
how disrespectful we are. Isn't it?
Ernie,
Right,
I have
is
a
that
question.
just that due to
He's in
the-
Texas A&M Engineering and DHS right now. 17. I programmed him.
But see, that's the ideology that our society dictates.
Yeah.
You understand? Not only do we, get miseducated in the classroom from a Eurocentric point of view, because you got to ask yourself, how can we ever have a multicultural, pluralistic society when it's based on a Eurocentric educational system?
You can't.
Because it's like getting to the number 7.
Right.
He might have been taught 5 and 2. I might have been taught 4 and 3. You might have been taught 6 and 1. But with the certain
that's what I wanted to
educational
ask you,
system,
because if you work in other
if
countries,
you got
it's
a
totally
certain
different.
way that the society say you need to do things, like you saying, we ain't cool unless we got 10 women. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
But if
That's
we'd
why
have
you
never
need
been
to
taught that,
Right. I never
When I
see what
worked
I'm
in
saying?
Kuwait, you couldn't
So-
have a beer in Kuwait. You
how
couldn't
do
smoke
we-
a joint in Kuwait.
So what we do, we back up and let the world go. Let the world go. And we go back to God and say and read what it is you require of me. And God tell you, when a man finds a woman, he finds a good thing.
Good thing.
in favor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Obtain favor from the Lord.
And
Yes.
from the Lord, when he finds
Yes.
and then you see what I'm saying? And then in the book of what's going to tell you how to treat a woman. See what I'm saying? And then we go back to his set. That's how we overcome this set. See, his set always overcome this set.
So what you're saying is that we are being miseducated
As we speak.
in our clergy community.
Sure.
You
And
understand
then
what I'm
the
saying?
social
Because
is good, yeah.
will I get this, in church on
No,
Sunday
We
morning?
ain't gonna get this.
So,
Cause the preacher's looking under the girl, women dresses on the first row.
well, I didn't want to go there, but,
You ain't gonna get this, cause you know why? In this society, when you get home tonight, or tomorrow night, turn the TV on, turn the game on tomorrow night, Thursday night. Thursday night football and dress all the way up to here.
No.
See what? There's sex everywhere on TV.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I don't watch
And
TV.
every time a man sees sex, do you know all the pedophiles and all the sick people when they perverted sick people when it comes to sex are orientated by the damn TV.
That's right.
Orientated to the little kids go around, practicing sex. That's all come from the TV.
TV.
This whole damn culture ain't no good.
No.
That's why you have to go to God
That's right.
and stand steadfast on His word. This whole
Amen.
damn culture is coming down. Can't y'all see it plank by plank? Can't you see Reagan is, Trump is sick?
Oh, see you just dropped at the Reagan bomb.
yeah.
No, you can't take it back.
Trump is sick.
No, you dropped the Reagan bomb first.
Yes, he's a sick man. Sick man.
So what do
Can't
we
take it
do
back.
And how you
educate ours? Because,
first it started in the home.
You don't know who you're fighting.
well, here's the thing, we turn our children over to the educational system at the age of 5, right? So when they are a child and going to school, most of their they're spending 8 hours a day, because a lot of stuff that I know, I learned it in school. I learned how to smoke cigarettes in school. I learned how to smoke weed in school. I had a very good home,
You dropped it.
but once I got out in society, like you say, I wasn't cool. I didn't fit in unless I had 5 girlfriends. I wasn't cool unless I was smoking weed. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest.
That ain't everybody.
The streets kind
Let
of.
me show you this.
Okay.
When you and your wife have a baby, that baby can't go to school unless he's after 4 years old or 5. That's when he goes. So you got 5 years to educate this child. Hell, if you miseducated in school, you're going to continue to miseducate. You got 5 years, a baby learn a whole language. You could take a baby now and take him out your family where y'all speak Ghettoanese, and then take him down to Puerto Rico, and when you get back in 5 years, he'll be speaking Spanish. That's how babies learn.
Right.
So if he can speak Spanish in 5 years, he can learn your culture, your mores, and your folkways in 5 years. So, but the parents haven't been doing that, and that's why the kids on the street.
Well, I in defense of the
I mean,
parents.
but shit, you got them for 4 years.
Now, in defense of the parent.
They ain't got no defense, Mike.
Well, I'm just
They're
saying,
miseducated too, right?
because here's the thing, the mind is not developed at 5 years old. And so as the mind develops, it's what's getting put into that mind.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? So you can't say that at 5 years old they should know everything, because morals can be dissipated. You know what I mean? If I'd have never hung in the bathroom, I'd have never learned how to smoke cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't learn my deficiencies and all my character defects at home, because my mother was she didn't play a whole lot of stuff. But when I got out, I was like a dog that she wasn't.
A child
Society.
at the age of 5 can learn how to lie, and they can learn how to tell the truth. So when he leave your house at 5, let him be a truthful, tell the truth. And if you told the truth when he left your house, he'll ward off most of the stuff that'll come his way. But if he watching you and your wife, what they doing in there? They doing the freaking. That's what he's gonna take out the house. Whatever you say, a baby is the highest language you and your wife could ever speak.
You do leave out.
Yeah, man,
You
at
do
5
leave
years
out.
old, man.
Yeah,
and
you leave
society,
out.
that's our problem. Society is
But-
raising our kids.
But it should be.
Instead of, we don't have an educational system where we raising our kids and teach that.
Why not?
We turn them over to this morally corrupt society.
Yeah.
So-
Just keep in mind, you know, the whole
Yes.
juvenile justice system is predicated on the mind not being developed properly.
Sure it is.
And it gives children an excuse, so to speak, for some
No,
of their
that's the
behavior.
parents.
And so that's
Just
why,
stop it.
that's why,
You're
when
gonna tell me the
when you're under
juvenile
18 or under
justice
21, a
center
lot
is
of
gonna
times the
teach a
juvenile
child.
justice system deals with you differently than they would an adult.
Right.
Because they're giving you the credit that your mind is
It's
not
not
fully
developed.
formed and developed.
I'm gonna give you one quicker than that. Why do you think that America draft boys at 18 and 19?
They used to drive
About
me 60.
14.
Yeah. Why do you think so early?
All shootings in
Because you're
Cleveland
doing
are from
it. Your mind
14
ain't
to
developed.
16.
And why the credit card companies start coming after college kids when they first get to college.
Because they know they can go. Because they know they can get. What? And then probably old folks sit back and send young boys to war. Because their mind, they know they'll go. Because their mind ain't developed.
Well, you know, not only
I mean,
that,
unless you like
they can,
Muhammad Ali.
But you do have those
Right.
parents.
Yeah, he was
Sometimes you
who
don't
let
have
read
to-
right.
well, you know, in
And
the
the
case of
child
my
doesn't turn
brother,
out
in the case of
to
my
be
brother, he didn't have a choice because it was during the Vietnam era. So, you know, they'll draft you. There's laws that
Yeah,
say,
that's what's
you know, and so, you know, now, a lot of times is you find people going to the service for economic reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They've
You
always
know,
done that.
It's
Even
some
now,
economic
years
benefits,
will
so they
stop.
bribe you into that. They put
Like
a
my
certain
nephew, he
ideology.
went on his own. Sometimes some of the kids will go on their own.
Let me kill.
That's what they
let me-
wanna go.
Let me kill one false thought.
I thought that storm
Let me
went
kill
down.
it. You always have a choice.
Yeah.
Not in this society.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. You
Well,
have
Now,
a
the
choice.
question becomes,
It's up to you.
can you accept the consequences to go with your choice? But
I
you
did.
always have a choice.
I did.
But there's certain things in society that clouds the choice that you make.
Okay.
You understand what I'm
Give me
saying?
one. Give me one
I'm a
thing. you
white
don't
man
have a
have a-
choice.
Okay, I didn't get
I'm
my
a white man
stamps
with
this
a
month.
black
I didn't get my
pastor son.
stamps this month,
I
but I
put
gotta
fucking
feed my
Texas A&M.
family. You understand? So that kind of clouds my judgment a little
Well,
bit.
it may
Like you
cloud
say, I
your
gotta
judgment, but
be.
it don't stop your choice.
I didn't stop my choice. I judged him as a
Don't.
great man.
See, a man come in and said, Ernie, I'm gonna blow your brains out. Stop teaching this. And I said, son, will you step aside and let me finish my class? And I teach it. Now it's up to him to blow
You're
my
not
brains
even
out.
certified to teach.
But Ernie, let me ask you this. If you got 5 babies at home, right?
Okay.
And you gotta feed them because they looking at you like, you know what, Mr. Goody Two Shoes, we hungry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, I'm not saying that we don't have choices, but sometimes our choices are clouded by our circumstance. You understand what I'm saying?
Like Barney said,
You know, a man, the Bible even say if a man don't work, he'll steal.
Yeah.
You
And it's also
understand? To
said, if a
feed his
man
family.
don't work, he don't eat. Go ahead.
There you go.
like say,
I'm gonna put in some work. Give me your money.
they got money.
Hey, I'll take it
Hold
over.
on, hold on.
Yeah.
Ted got it.
And they need their medicine.
Okay.
And so, but they gotta eat or pay rent or pay utilities. Like Mike was saying, you know, the choice is clouded. It's clouded then, you know, do I take my medicine or do I buy me something to eat? Or do I feed my children?
Well, first of all, first thing I would do, I would go to God. You know why? Because he's a way maker. He have for me.
You hate the Jews, but you're gonna preach God. That's,
Wait a minute, who
I
hate
don't
Jews? Who
understand.
hate Jews?
He said you hate to choose.
I hate to choose, but no, I go to God.
oh yeah, you always talk about, I hate the Jews in Beechwood, and Pepper Pike,
Well,
but
no,
I preach God, so what do
don't
you,
go spreading that lie.
oh,
That's a lie. And don't go spreading. Because you
that's what you said.
No, that ain't what I said. That ain't what I said. You didn't see, like,
Oh, you
you
hate
still
the
don't
Jews.
listen. See, you still don't listen. And
Reiterate
take a lie
yourself.
And start.
You're not talking to some cowboy, reiterate yourself.
But anyway, first you go to God. First you go to God. And ask God. Acknowledge God in all your ways and he'll direct your path. I believe that.
Amen.
I believe that. When have you heard the people of God begging bread? See, y'all think I'm up here just talking about, y'all think I'm up here just talking about this stuff. This stuff is real, man. Hey, this stuff is real. What's up, Eric? See, this stuff is real. But
How you doing, bro?
Ever work on an Indian reservation?
no. I am Indian at heart, but I ain't never been on no reservation. In fact, all of us have got some Indian in us. Everybody think that the Indians went and died. No, we all they in us, man. Yeah. All right. So, Eric, we talked about the relationship between males and females and how we wind up getting stuck up in relationships. All right. Is there any other questions?
No.
So, let me show you. Anytime you approach a situation, you always assume. Don't assume nobody else is wrong. Assume you wrong. And then after you make that assumption that you're wrong about something, go back and look at all the details and see what energy you have into this thing. And if you have energy in it, pull it out. And you'll see what's left. See what I'm saying? If you got energy into any wrongdoing thing, take your energy out of it. And assume that you made an error. See, I always assume, and that's why I always say, I done made an error somewhere. And what is that error? I wasn't clear enough. What is that error? I didn't give enough. I wasn't relaxed enough to take like, what you know, I gotta be comfortable enough to hear his out first.
Right.
And still have.
I love you.
And still have. You understand? Because if I wasn't comfortable enough in myself to consume his outburst, then I couldn't teach.
Just different.
You see what I'm saying? That's what makes a qualified teacher. That he understand all of the scenarios. Because who said he may come up with something very intelligent and very, and I got to be comfortable enough to listen to him and derive the intelligence of what he said. Okay. Are there any other questions? If there's no other questions, then we'll end this session. And I will see you next week.
What's the topic gonna be?
Next week?
I'm kidding, man. Come on. You got time.
Oh no, I know what I'm talking. I got that. Did y'all know that a black woman invented the GPS?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, look it up.
I know
Did
that.
you know a black woman invented medicine to cure what they call this disease?